Hello and welcome to episode 5 of On the Trail. Today we'll be trying to track down some Dartford Warblers. So yeah, today we will be looking for Dartford Warblers. To some of you watching, that might sound like a bit of a stretch, maybe a long shot, because they're not that common. But luckily, where I live in Dorset, we have their habitat, lowland heath, in, I won't say abundance, but in comparison to most other places in the country and the world for that matter, we do have it in relative abundance, which is why I didn't even have to drive to this spot. This is just my local heath where I've seen Dartford Warblers before, so I'm definitely lucky in that regard. Hoping to see the same warblers today. This is the spot where I've gotten pictures like this and this. But yeah, they are mainly, well, pretty much only found in heathland because they use all the thick gorse and the heather to nest and protect their nests on the ground. So it's really the only habitat in the UK where you actually find them. So yeah, there's no point looking for them if you're not in a heathland, basically. If you go onto the RSPB site for them, they have a nice little map which basically correlates directly to the where you can find lowland heath. So yeah, hopefully I'll find the ones that I've found before in this location. If not, I'll go to one of the slightly bigger heathlands that are also nearby and then hopefully have a bit more luck there. But my hopes are pretty high. I will say I completely forgot the attachment for the camera which lets me do the POV shots, so I'll just have to do my best and sort of, I don't know, ramshackle together some footage to make it like a normal video. So hopefully it's still enjoyable, and if we have to go to another location, I'll go home first and grab the gear that I forgot. Right, let's go find some. So I've just opened up Merlin, I was going to show you the call that we're listening out to, but then I've spotted that they say it's unlikely today. I'm going to take that as I'll try and take that as not a bad sign. I'm assuming they're more prevalent in these months purely because that would be after the breeding season. So yeah, I'm going to play you the sample song that they have, and that's what we'll be listening out for. Yeah, it's quite a raspy song. I don't think I've heard it yet, but I'll keep my ears open. It's also quite windy. I'm hoping the windshield on the mic is doing its job and it's not too unbearable audio wise. It's probably going to be very useful to actually listen out for the calls, not only to know they're in the area, but they tend to sing their songs perched on top of gorse. So if they're singing, that probably means they're out from the undergrowth and actually visible as well. So as soon as we do hear it, I'm going to have a quick scout around and see if I can see one. Found a nice spot where it's just a gradual slope and it's full of gorse. So I'm hoping if I hang around here for a while, one, I can have the camera on, because I can't really film and take photos at the same time unless it's mounted up somewhere. And two, if there's any in this area, I should be able to hopefully spot it. So our first fun fact is actually not about the Dartford Warbler at all, it's just about heathland in general. Technically not even a natural habitat. I'm sorry about this wind, I'm going to try and shelter you. Yeah, not technically a natural habitat, about 4,000 years old. Basically, as human civilization grew, they farmed these areas, stripped all the trees out, and as a result of that, the soil gradually became more sandy and less fertile. So only the more hardy plants that could actually handle the infertile soil and the dry sand as well were the ones that grew. So it's gorse, heather, things like that. But that's what makes it unique and special and important to keep on managing, because a lot of species have found their niche just in these specific environments. So even though it's not technically natural, it is now. So I'm listening out for the song. The other thing I'm looking out for is stone chats, because apparently Dartford Warblers like to follow them around and pick off insects that they might have missed. So thinking back, there have also always been stone chats whenever I've seen Dartford Warblers, so I'm inclined to trust that little tidbit. But I haven't seen either, so doesn't help me at the moment, but that's what I'm looking out for. Okay, I'm going to head back because I'm pretty sure that I just saw one, but I was too busy faffing around trying to get this camera, because it wasn't just mounted on me as usual. I was too busy faffing around trying to get that all sorted to actually get any photos or get any video. So I'm gonna head back, grab the POV mount for this, and then head back out again. Okay, we are so back. We are back in business. So I'm gonna go and try and find where I saw one just now. I think I said I didn't get a photo just now, but I did. Got a few photos, but just not very good ones. There. Not fantastic. But there is one here, so let's go try and find it. Okay, so this is the area where I think we're most likely to see them. And there's sort of a ring that goes around, so I'm just going to be doing a few circles and hopefully see one pop out. I had a little listen to the footage as well, and I'm hoping it didn't sound like the wind was too bad, so I think the wind guard is doing its job, thankfully. But I will say the wind is making it hard to see, to hear any bird song really, especially when sort of on top of the hill like this. Very blustery. I'm also trying to work around all the dog walkers which are currently here, so I'm trying to space out my route so I'm not too close to them. I think if I go round this way, it should be the best way to avoid people. Nothing so far, but I guess I'll take this moment to say a little something about protecting heathland. There are three main threats to heathland really. You can see one sort of here. This is all the remnants of a fire. You see all the charred branches and stuff still there. I can't remember how long ago this fire was, but it takes a long time for it to recover. There was a recent fire in a local heath which stripped about 72 hectares, just completely burned away. And I was reading an article that said that would take around 70 years to fully recover. But everything's so dry and flammable, because like I said, the soil's quite dry, so the plants themselves tend to be quite dry as well. But yeah, I've definitely seen this specific patch of woodland up in flames a fair few times. Speaking of fire, as I was walking down here the first time, I saw a fire truck pull up, and then saw a group of firefighters doing they do like a round of all the heathlands just to make sure that it's not on fire as soon as it gets sunny, because that's how easily they can go up. We just have to be very preventative. I did ask them whether they wanted to be in the video, but they politely declined. So no firefighters featured, unfortunately. Sorry about that. I tried, which is very unlike me. I spoke to people. I spoke to a group of people on my own. So I hope you appreciate the effort, at least. I also was reading about another local heath fire, I think a few weeks ago maybe, and they were saying how it was a relatively small-ish fire, I think, but they were still saying how that's wiped out like full-on generations of the reptiles, because that's the other thing that all these heathlands are important for, is all the reptiles. Another major issue for the heathlands is dog poo. That's why you see signs everywhere saying pick up after your dog. It's not just about, oh, it's a pain to step in dog poo. It's the fact that if it's left, it fertilises the soil. And as I was saying before, the whole reason heathlands exist is because the soil is poor quality and a bit infertile. So the more and more people leave their dogs mess around, the more fertile the soil becomes. And then I guess you can kind of see it here. The more fertile soil means things like grass begins to grow and sort of overtake the gorse and the heather. I don't know if that's exactly what's going on here, but it sort of looks like it. You can sort of see the gradient of thick, luscious grass here, which is probably where people leave dog poo, and then it gradually starts to thin as it goes in there. So yeah, pick up your dog turds for multiple reasons, but that's a big one. I've even heard that as an argument as to why people don't pick up their dog poo. They just say, oh, it's natural, it's just fertilising the land. It's like, well, yeah. What they maybe not realise is that is the problem. We don't want this to be fertile land. The other major threat is also dogs, somewhat unsurprisingly. A lot of things that nest here are ground nesting. Dog off lead runs into the heather, smashes a few clutches of eggs, scares off the parents, scares off the reptiles from their nests. It all just adds up. Then 5 minutes later you get another dog come through, does exactly the same. So yeah, make sure you stick to the path at the very least. I've seen movement. There's movement. It's very far away, but I might be able to see what it is from here. Let's see if I can... Oh, that might just be a robin. I think that's just a robin. False alarm. False alarm. Unfalsify that alarm. I think there might be one over the other side. I think I just heard it and saw one drop from the top of that gorse. I'm going to have to practice what I preach and not stomp on any on any heather and gorse now. I'm pretty sure there's one around here. Oh, I see it. I see it. It's just over this pile. I can't quite see it. Might be able to get an angle around here. It was in this gap here. They are definitely hard to spot. Found one. Oh, can't focus. Please, 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 focus. No, please focus, camera, please. Oh, that could have been a disaster. It was refusing to focus on that branch. I've only just got it. Let me see if I can get it so you can see it as well. There it is. Beautiful. Try and get a little video as well. Yeah, I proved myself right. As soon as you hear them singing, they're up high. Try and get a better angle on this guy. Right at the top of the twig, which is perfect. And he's just flown down. It's a very vocal one. He's still going. I don't know if you can hear that over the wind. Probably not. I'm going to have to lighten these up a lot in editing. So it was sort of yeah, not the sun wasn't in quite the right direction. Ah, there we go. That's a bit of a better angle. Lovely stuff. Mission accomplished. Told you they were here. Go and head back round this way. Now I know that they're here. I want to try and make it so the sun is behind me so I can get some better lighting on them. So I've got some good photos, but while I'm here and while I've got time, I'm going to hang around and see if I can get some banging photos. Not just some nice photos, some banging photos. So I've probably just made finding a Dartford Warbler look relatively easy. I have the advantage of happening to know exactly where a few are, but they're quite rare, but definitely not as rare as they were. Sorry, I tried to wait for the wind to stop, but it's not going to happen. I'm going to try and walk backwards like a moron to try and avoid the wind. As I was saying, not as rare as they were. Back in the 60s there were only 10 breeding pairs left, and now there's about 3,200, so that is a colossal gain. Although they are Sorry, I'm so sorry about this wind. Yeah, so in the UK they're on their amber status on the red list, and then they're listed as near threatened on the global red list of threatened species. So I was reading they're a lot more common in Spain and similar areas. I think they have I didn't write it down, but I think it was about 1 million to 2 million pairs over there. But obviously that's over a much bigger area as well. Right, for now I'm gonna stop talking because this particular stretch is the windiest place known to man, and I can barely even hear myself talk, and I'm sure you can't hear me either. Okay, I did a few more laps around, didn't see any, unfortunately. I think they've moved on to another spot. Not exactly sure where, but I'm happy to call it there. I'm very happy with the images that I got. Yeah, I'm happy with the images I got. I was just looking at them at the back of the camera, especially the first ones I got with the better lighting. It's got a nice clean background, so hopefully they should turn out really nice. Obviously you've probably already seen them, but yeah, I think I'm going to head back so I can actually start editing this video. Yes, thank you for coming along with me, and remember, stay on the path, pick up your poop, and don't start fires. Alright, see you in the next one. Bye bye.